How about this one coming up for you on the network? Tomorrow, Ole Miss makes its way to the O-Dome to face Florida, who can afford really not many more losses, to say the least. And then this one. Whew. You got two bubble teams. Could argue this game's bigger for Kentucky.
Elimination game?
Mississippi State.
Come on.
Yeah.
No way.
Yes.
Mississippi State's played fantastic lately.
5 in a row for them dogs. All right, how about Vanderbilt?
See, he's got the blue suit on like me and Valentine's Day.
That's right. That's right, yeah. To the basket, Ezra Manuel. They're looking for a 4th straight conference win for the first time in a half dozen years, so that's pretty.
On time, on target.
Manuel to Tyron Lawrence. Manuel 15 points, 6 assists.
Yeah, Manuel's been playing fantastic. He's got a lot of weapons, of course, Liam Robbins, but they run such a good offense, Patrick, because of the spacing and the timing, and they know each other's strengths, so that they're always helping each other get to where they're best at getting their shots.
I like for this Vanderbilt team not to settle for as many three-pointers at times.
Right.
But, hey, when you can get them up, take them. You know that better than I do.
And Patrick, they get a great combination of toughness. Like Vandy has been, throughout the season, you watch them, they're in just about every game because of their toughness. And now things are starting to click. Liam Robbins is healthy. He's one of the best big men in the country. Yes, I said it, in the country. Ezra Manjon is playing as well as any point guard, setting his guys up, scoring the way he needs to. Tyron Lawrence making some shots. They're clicking on every level.
Flip it to the second half of our game. UB-LSU. How do you hang on?
Oh, we got 11 turnovers. Okay? We can't turn the ball over like that, Patrick Young. I'm putting this on myself if I'm one of the guards from LSU, and I'm feeding KJ Williams. Even if he's not scoring, you got to get him touches.
My Gator is a Bulldog right now.
Yeah, I'm a Mike White fan, but, but as of right now, there seems to be somewhat of a lid on the rim, so what can we do? Attack the glass.
Amen.
Only 2 offensive rebounds for Georgia right now. You're missing a lot of them. Get some in the paint, get some easy baskets, but I think Georgia is going to come away with this one.
Nobody for Georgia's got more than 5. Somebody's taking this thing over. Maybe it's Aquindo. Maybe.
Hey, KJ.
KJ. If KJ does, LSU breaks that skid. Second half is getting close. Now, an incredible feature you do not want to miss.
It's kind of crazy. Coming through the tunnel, being on the floor. I'm sure I'll get emotional at some point in time.
Coach T is like a big deal in gymnastics. For her to come home with her own team, it was kind of like a full circle moment.
But I need that confident Naima. Do not doubt yourself, because if you do, you got to land short, and then it's going to hurt even more.
They're a first-year team, not just first HBCU, first for FISC, first NAIA, first in Tennessee. There's so many firsts, but I think the girls who are on her team, they know that since she did it, she can help them do it also.
At this time, we would like to offer a special welcome to District Coach Corinne Wright-Tarver.
And, of course, her alma mater, Georgia, on our network coming up Friday. Part of that Friday Night Heights doubleheader, Alabama, Georgia, followed by Arkansas and Kentucky. All right, second half is next. Georgia closed the half on a 5-0 run. They're down 2, 20 minutes to play. Get you back to Stegman in a moment.
Back inside Stegman Coliseum, second half about to get started. We are done with halftime. LSU by 2. Halftime show in the books. Rihanna was unavailable. She was booked this week. He's Ron Slay. Fitzgerald, I was hoping. Fingers crossed. Hey, LSU, look, they're in search of just their second conference win. It would be their first victory since December 28th, that SEC opening win against Arkansas. Some good signs from LSU, encouraging signs, I should say, for the Tigers in that first half.
Absolutely. They got to keep building on it. They're the only team in the conference not to win, not to win on the road. This is the way you do it. Get it to your guy down low. Regardless of where it is, get him the ball, give him touches. As you see him getting close to the basket, this one just right there, right place, right time. Give him a carrot. Dangle a carrot in front of him to keep playing hard the way he is. 6 and 6 ain't a bad effort. I mean, it could be more, but on 8 attempts, some of those were forced. So you don't want to see KJ Williams having a forced shot.
Now, on a team that has some limitations, he is just at the top of the scouting report. He demands so much attention, and he has certainly had to play through that, the double teams and the constant pressure. So even despite all that, sometimes he finds ways to get his. Now, can he continue to do that in this second half? You saw Cario Oquindo as well, number 3 in the Georgia uniform. Late in the first half, he went down with what looked like a knee issue, some knee discomfort. Went to the bench, but he is all right. He is out there. And here we go, half number 2. LSU looking to snap the 12-game skid. Georgia, meanwhile, trying to win back-to-back. After the victory yesterday, a very well-deserved one against Kentucky inside this building. Derek Fountain hit a 3 in the first half, which is rare, and this one missed everything. Williams went down, and it looks like it's going to stay here.
Yeah, he worked really hard on that. Georgia tried to box him out with 2. You see, he has inside position. He got sandwiched in, kind of held on to him a little bit. Good call by the official, but that's all coming through working. That's effort and energy right there. Just going to the boards, knowing that they got to send 2 to you box out. Somebody should be able to come up with that ball. Good job. Way to be rewarded for that.
There he is. There's the post catch with the right hand. Missed it a little strong, but good effort.
Yeah, you accept that. You got the ball inside. You got it to your guy, close to the basket where he can get the shot he wanted. Just got to convert.
Turnover, ball back to LSU. I think this is an important topic to bring up. It's, the effort sometimes maybe doesn't get recognized. Sure, okay, is the execution there all the time? But maybe so, maybe not. But the effort seems to be there. I mean, KJ Williams working really hard tonight.
Really hard. And that's where you want to be rewarded by getting the ball and getting some looks. One thing about it, as a unit, LSU has to work hard all the time.
Yeah.
Some of the time they start slow. You look at the Alabama game, they played in stretches. You can't play in stretches in this league. You got to play consistently, and it's hard to play 40 minutes. I mean, we all understand that. But if you want to be in the upper echelon, you got to be playing long stretches, good and consistently, and effort, giving all in those minutes.
I think Tyrell Ward, you can make the case these last 3 games have been his most consistent of the year. The freshman has just gotten better and better from D.C. Look, you play at DeMatha, you're going to be built differently.
Yeah, different type of tradition up there.
Went for 15 in LSU's latest game, a career high, and his free throws give the visitors a 4-point lead. Holt stops on a dime out to Oquindo. Oquindo launches for 3, down and out. Holt got his hand on it, Fountain gathers.
Good job right there. Making him settle for a long distance 3. You want to see Bridges get some touches. He was in foul trouble in the first half. He's had to sit with 2, didn't get to play the minutes that he usually plays. Now he's back out there. Can he get touches inside?
Yeah, he goes to contest the Fountain 3. Nicely done. Rebound down to Moncrief.
Want to push if you're Georgia here.
Moncrief to Bridges. Barges in. Got it. And the foul.
Kevin,
you were saying?
I'm just saying. You missed that inside presence earlier. A man down, you got a 5-on-4 in a sense. Get it to Bridges, and he's going to get to that that left hand, right shoulder every single time. Defensively, you got to understand that and not let him do that. Great job of planting himself and pitching the tent right there underneath the basket and staying there.
That's 3 on Fountain. He was just stronger, quicker that time, so Bridges converts the 3-point play.
Really good job right there. You always want an inside presence, not only with penetration of the ball by guards, but a presence down low to make everybody suck in and then be able to kick out and get uncontested 3-point shots for Georgia.
Miller lost it out of bounds, and the Bulldogs have a chance to retake the lead.
Now this is how they started the game, Georgia. Consistently playing D, popping around, making turnovers happen, but they were coming down and converting on this end. Can they pick that back up and carry it out throughout the game?
Georgia was down for much of the first half and down by as many as 8. So a basket here gives them the lead again. Oquindo draws another foul. So LSU, the fouls have kind of been piling up on the LSU side. In addition to the turnovers, that's a combustible combination.
Right.
Miller goes to the bench.
And in the second half, that's exactly what you want to see. You saw it in the first half. Georgia would happen to be in the bonus with 8 minutes left. And got to take advantage of that if that happens again. Just keep applying pressure.
Moncrief searching, gave it away. Williams cuts off Bridges and takes it away.
Really good job of playing with your feet, keeping your feet moving, not stand behind the guy on you. Whoever your opponent is, stand behind them, leaving easy catches. Double screen right here.
Hayes is looking.
Williams has heel on him.
This is Hannibal. Penetrates, finds Ward, pulls up. That's strong. Williams underneath, got it on the backside and converts.
Working hard on both ends. You get a stop on one end, you get down here on this other end. You don't get the ball, but you don't quit. You don't hang your head. You stay right there for the rebound. Now the big-time players starting to step up and play big time.
Again, that A&M game was a really arduous one, particularly for Williams. He had just 5 a couple of days ago. He has 8. Georgia has a response.
It's interesting when you get that inside presence and you give it to them. The way the game starts to flow, get more efficient, the shooting percentage goes up because you're taking high percentage shots, and you get balance to be able to get back and play defense.
11 to shoot, another post catch, and Williams is starting to feast underneath. That's consecutive buckets. He's got 10.
Yeah, starting to pick it up, man. Maybe it was seen what we were seeing. Maybe some of the coaches saw it. Maybe they related that to the player, transferred that energy to the players. And they're coming out and going straight to it as Georgia slows it down, get a back screen, cross screen to see if they can get Bridges the ball. Now the clock's running down. You got to get something going downhill if you're Georgia.
There's Hill into the paint, lost it. Fountain recovers it. He falls. No whistle. LSU on the move. Hannibal to the rim. He's fouled. He's going to the free throw line for a pair.
Letting them play. Letting them. Look at Coach McMahon coming out there, greeting his guys. Great energy and effort, fellas.
Listen, you never know what's going to happen inside Stegman Coliseum. Look, the bobble Anthony Edwards, the elevation.
Hey, dunk that, Ant. Dunk that, Ant, man.
I mean, listen, one thing that the bobble Anthony has over the real Anthony Edwards, he's just got a better head-faking ability.
Yeah.
And now how explosive was the #1 overall pick in 2020? His lone year in Athens. He was electric. You saw the potential of the scoring ability from opening night when he went for nearly 30 points in his debut.
That's right. He was electric throughout the entire season. That's where it all took place at. He kept building the entire way. You got to give it to Ant-Man, man. He showed up and showed out for his one long year here.
So we reference Anthony because he was just named an NBA All-Star. He is the first Georgia Bulldog to be named an NBA All-Star since Dominique Williams. Dominique Wilkins. It's been a while.
Wow.
The last time that happened was 1994. Here's some of the other young dogs and Tigers doing some big things at the next level. Nick Claxton a couple of years ago here in Athens. He leads the NBA in blocks per game. You've got Tari Eason is, folks love him in Houston. He's averaging 10 points a game in February. Darius Days made his NBA debut. Let's not forget about Cam Thomas. I think he's going to have a few extra shots these days, I think, in Brooklyn.
Give it up to him, Cam Thomas.
Here's Anthony, and then bobblehead right here as well.
I'm bobbling.
Also, but there's it's not just the bobblehead. There's the tomahawk.
You got the arm movement too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that the arm moving, we'll show that later. That was confusing a lot of fans.
When you're the caliber player as he is, then you get extra additions to it. You get an arm that moves as well.
Did they make a bobblehead of you at Tennessee?
I wish they would have.
I
wish they would have, man. I don't think they were able to get the headband on it, so I think that was the hold up on the manufacturing. But I
will say they got the Edwards haircut.
It's perfect. Oh, it's perfect. Tapered up very nicely on the side and everything.
Well, ball out of bounds, another turnover, so Georgia gets it back. And we haven't seen a player, quite maybe go off like Anthony Edwards tonight.
Right.
The only man in double figures is KJ Williams. Of course, the big man doing his work close range at the rim. He's got 10. And LSU, in a little bit of a clunky one, has the 2-point lead.
And they're holding on to it, but going to give Georgia an opportunity to get back into it if they continue to turn the ball over. You got to take care of it. It's 12 turnovers, and you got the lead. It doesn't happen often.
Fountain takes it away, and now LSU on the move. This is Hannibal to the rim, lays it up, left it short. This is Holt to the corner. Oquindo finds Bridges. This is where he wants to go, over that right shoulder again.
Left hand all day long. You know, it was a point made by Coach McMahon early in shoot-around. Does anybody know which hand Bridges wants to go to when he catches in the paint? And everybody said left. And guess what? He's still going to the left hand. You got to sit on that hand.
He's got the 9 points. Well, both bigs, Williams and Bridges, starting to heat up a little bit in the second half. Oh, that time Hayes lost it on the way up.
Really good patience there.
This is Holt to the rim. Got it.
There you go. The turnovers starting to mount up, and Georgia taking every opportunity to score with the turnovers. Live ball turnovers. See right here, everybody collapse. 3 guys around you. Roberts playing at his own pace, coming downhill, give it up early enough, body contact, and delay.
Georgia on a 6-0 run. They are back ahead. The latest buckets from Jason Holt. And then the big man, listen, you know his move.
Right shoulder, Kev. I got to get my right shoulder, left hand. It's like feeding a baby down there. You know what they want. Just give it to them. And they're doing that. What's key, though, Georgia getting those buckets off of 2 turnovers. So capitalizing, playing defense, and letting your defense lead to your offense on the other end and getting easy buckets. High percentage buckets, getting close to the basket.
So Georgia's first lead since it was 12-11 in the first. It's been a while. Isn't there something pretty satisfying, though? Big man in the paint. You know the guy you're backing down knows your move. You still execute and score over him. That's a psychological victory as well.
Oh, that's it all day. I'm going to tell you what, man. That's the football mentality. Us running downhill, you know what we're doing, and you still can't stop us.
Can't stop it.
Yeah, it carries right over into basketball, especially inside in the paint.
Oh, man, that was a pass to the first row.
And I'm upset at the people in the first row. Why didn't they catch that and shoot it? This on Georgia's end. We're in Georgia. Why wouldn't you have your hands ready to shoot? Come on, fans. Look at my guy. He didn't even put the popcorn down, man.
I don't know if those shoes scream game. I don't know about that.
He had Butterfingers. No wonder he didn't catch too much popcorn.
Let's see any Air Jordans on that first row. Corner 3, Holt offline. This is Justice Hill, always a blur. No numbers, and now he starts to initiate the offense. LSU desperately in search of snapping this skid. They want to win. Haven't tasted victory since December 28th. They've been close several times. The freshman Reed drives, hoists it up, went with the left, and missed it.
Right side was wide open. Just trying to do a little too much right there.
Oquindo can't find Bridges. Now the big man sets the screen. Oquindo to the rack. Draws the foul on Williams. That's just his first, but Oquindo is going back to the free throw line. Offensively, it's been somewhat quiet for Oquindo. Yes. The 4 points.
Yeah, and I think it's been a conscious effort outside of running in transition and taking shots, but to get the ball inside and have an effort of penetrating so you don't see so much isolation. But if the game is hanging in the balance, I think you'll see a little bit more of that, and that's when they like to go to Oquindo, getting the ball in transition, getting in an isolation move, especially on the elbow, and trying to go to work. Good job for him being patient, though. That's maturity from him.
The old Syracuse orange, Frank Anselm, into the game.
Well, the orange. I like the orange.
As Sean McDonough says, he spent 2 years at the Harvard of Central New York and now transferred to Georgia.
Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with that shade of orange, Kevin. Believe me, I'm all for it.
Oquindo has the home team ahead by 4. Okay, now that time Miller got it away.
Got to get it over.
However, with just a second to spare, Hill into the paint. Wild layup, draws the foul. It's going to the line.
Now, I would love to see that again because I don't know if that was a bailout by Georgia, bailing him out, looking like he was out of control. Coming downhill right here. Looked like they just lost that one, yeah. A little anticipation of the contact.
I was going to say, they had to have called Roberts. Roberts was the only one who might have collided with them even slightly.
Yeah, and that's tough.
And it is on Roberts' his second.
That's a tough call if you're Georgia. You gather yourself and come back at it. If you're LSU, you got to the basket, got a foul, capitalize on this, and hopefully you get your defense set and get some turnovers and get some stops.
I haven't mentioned our officiating crew. Three really reliable officials. Yeah. Joe Lindsay, Owen Short, Michael Roberts. They have the whistles tonight. This is Roberts. That's Terry Roberts, that is. He draws the foul.
He did the right thing, going back at a guy like KJ Williams. That's what you see a lot of times when guys just hoist up shots. You bail the stars out if they're big men. Apply pressure, get the switch, and you jump into them, and you put it on the officials like this. And KJ Williams has to do a better job, in not bringing that arm down. He goes up and straight, laterally up in the air. You got your space, he has his space. Once you come in his space, automatic foul, easy call.
How about this ascension for Terry Roberts? North Amityville, New York natives from the South Shore on Long Island. Bradley last year, previously a JUCO player, so he has ascended to this SEC level, paid your dues sort of a guy. He's not wasting the opportunity. Does not convert at the free throw line that time. Georgia is, though, still ahead by 2.
And it really says something about who Oquendo is. I mean, the guards who big screens, he's switching up there. He took advantage of his matchup, went in there, jumped right over him, and shot it. We haven't seen him since the first half, since his turnover in transition. Looks like he got to his sweet spot in that situation. A little bit of zone here.
Yeah, 39 up.
Communication has to be high in this when playing zone.
Roberts fires and leaves the 3 short. Here's Reed.
Reed's a big body, man. Love to see him take advantage of him getting inside again.
He scored the latest bucket. Nice pass from Hannibal to Williams. Converts.
Really good job right there. Good patience by Hannibal. Getting the ball where you wanted to go to. Gotta know where Abdul Rahim is.
Got it.
When you're coming back matched up and you're not picking up and communicating when you're coming back, you missed that.
Al Miller, boy, he needed that one. Was 0 of 6 from the floor to start. You see a couple of staff members on the bench going, hey, look it up high. LSU back ahead.
That's right.
Oh, same spot again? No. So Abdur Rahim misfires that time.
Communication is key on both ends for these teams. Losing shooters, you have to know where they are. Coach is doing a great job of changing defenses, but you got to be attentive of what's going on outside.
Roberts takes it away. Great anticipation with a sleight of hand. Now Oquendo, eyes up, attacks, draws the foul. Miller whistled for the blocking foul, his second. Georgia within 2. Tomorrow night, men's hoops doubleheader. It starts with Ole Miss and Florida at 6:30, followed up by Kentucky and Mississippi State, both on the SEC network. Those Bulldogs have won 5 in a row, and now Kentucky goes to another difficult rolled environment.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Joey Brackets. He's been crunching the numbers all year.
Yes, he has.
Let me tell you something.
Started early.
Yeah, he did. Now, as of right now, look, again, it's worth pointing out, everybody has at least 7 games to go. 6 in the regular season plus the SEC tournament. Now, Mississippi State has put in some work of late, as I just alluded to. They've won 5 in a row. Kentucky, meanwhile, just lost here on Saturday to Georgia. And, yeah, this is where Joe slots them. If the tournament started tomorrow,
right.
Kentucky, are they on the outside looking at it? We'll wait and see. But they're maybe a bubble team as of right now. You could phrase it that way. However, there's still a lot of time and opportunities remaining, like the game tomorrow.
Yeah, and a lot that can be built on if you're Kentucky. And the same for Mississippi State. Like, you are right there. Coach Jans has those guys playing really, really well. So going to the hump and get a victory would be big for Kentucky, especially knowing what they got coming up Saturday. They could get 2 quad 1 wins if you want to put Mississippi State in. It could be quad 2, but Tennessee coming up on Saturday in Rupp. You can bolster your resume this week if you want to do that. If not, you can also fall all the way out of it in Joe Lunardi's eyes, for sure.
Bridges' basket ties things up, so it's 44 all. Coming up on the midway point in the second half. What a week for Tennessee, by the way.
Yeah.
Alabama, they play Alabama tomorrow, so it's a top 10 SEC showdown. Miller down and out. Abdur-Rahim with the board. And at Rupp.
Right, and at Rupp, yeah. So talking about in creating a resume, man, oh my goodness. You have an opportunity. Yes, it is. Especially coming off the week you had with 2 buzzer beaters beating you. Where's your morale? This is a gut check time. See how Tennessee responds going up to this week. Great defense by LSU. Georgia just has handled that ball the entire possession. Ball didn't move. That's not good. I know Coach White doesn't want that.
Just had to hoist it up. Nothing there. Meanwhile, the big man again to the basket. That's Jalen Reed. He has been a little more aggressive in the second half. He's going to the line.
And getting support. You know what? Not only from his teammates that are on the court, not only from Coach McMahon on the bench, but watch the body language of the whole team as he drives right here. You go up, that's a foul. You didn't settle. You went into him. I love to see him finish that, but the entire bench jumped up off of their seat, cheering him on. That's not a sign of a team that's 1-11. This team is a close group. Just got to get over the hump, and they're looking for anything. You watched them as shoot around today. Great energy all the way through. I was shocked, honestly, because I've been in situations with teams over the years, and a team that can't find that win, it's hard to keep everybody together. And people start doing individual things, not in this case right here with LSU.
They have a nice young nucleus.
Yes.
Reed is part of that. A pretty impressive freshman class. Back up by 2.
Yep. See, this is the problem. Hill had to handle the ball so much because you can't get into your offense.
So now we get the pass.
There it is.
Bride, Abdur-Rahim throws it up, draws the foul, and he's got 2 free throws.
And what you got is Coach White demanding that the ball gets inside the bridges. As a player, you got to understand when it's not there as well, because if you stand there and pound the ball, you let seconds tick off of the clock, then you're in desperation mode when it's running down. If you're able to move the ball and just use it. As a guy posting up, you change your position and you let the defender choose where you want to go, and you'll get the ball. But you got to trust that you get the ball in the right places and move it. Switch sides with the ball.
Got to make the defense work.
There you go. There you go.
So Reed, though, to the bench with the 4 personals. And the free throws have things knotted up again.
Reed gave them a big lift. You want to see if Fountain can pick up where Reed left off. Being aggressive, going downhill, not settling for threes.
It's Hayes, Hannibal, Williams, Fountain, and Miller, the 5 out there. Ball back to Georgia, though.
Veteran playwright Terry Roberts baited him into that pass, dared him to pass it, and then got over the top real quick. See, right here, he's baiting him. He's baiting him. If you see that happening as a guard, you got to dribble him out, and you replace, and you take the position of the guy that you're trying to get the ball to. Not smart.
That's the killer. You just saw that number 16 turnovers. Oh, Abdur-Rahim!
Yeah.
Book it.
And that's what happens. That's what happens. You get turnovers, you come down, capitalize, you start to get a little frustrated, and you lose sight of a guy that wants to do what? Shoot the 3.
That's his 3rd triple. Hannibal draws the foul.
Really good job right here. Georgia Good job replacing. You got a pick and roll. The big rolled hard. Abdul-Rahim came up after setting the screen, popped open for 3. Good job by Hill, not letting the ball stick that time. Got rid of it real quick. Abdul-Rahim, opportunity to knock it down. And you know he can do that. You know, guys like him, Kev, I like to call them flamethrowers. When they got a hair trigger like that from outside, flamethrowers. There's quite a bit of those guys in the SEC.
And the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Dad,
No,
career 18 points per game.
Yeah.
The NBA.
Yeah. I think
Dad, Sharif, of course.
You're comfortable with saying he gets that honest.
Now Hannibal. Hoping to keep LSU in this one, despite the turnovers, some of the mistakes. After the miss, here comes Georgia. So whistle inside.
Good job fighting inside with Bridges. KJ Williams got stuck behind and couldn't move his feet and get around. I'd like to see McBride improve his passing angle in that. If he was able to improve his passing angle, take one dribble down and drop it to him, it would have been great. So Bridges can knock these down, get rewarded for posting hard. Really good job there.
The official score is Georgia 50, LSU 47. Checking in for the Dogs, Deshaun Holt.
There's Joe Lindsay at the monitor. So there's 8:14 to go in this ball game. And Georgia by 3. Bridges trying to stretch it. So yeah, you see the clock's high above the backboards. That time is correct. I think Joe went to the monitor to just confirm that the scoreboard high above us is having a clock malfunction. It's not running, but the good news is the clocks above the backboards are correctly working.
Good contest by Georgia.
And going back the other way. So Georgia ahead 51 to 47. 4-point lead for the home team with 8 minutes to go. A timeout. Back at Stegman Coliseum, Georgia by 4 with 8 to play. With Ron Slay, Kevin Fitzgerald with you. Look, it is time for the All-State mayhem moment. Georgia's Braylon Bridges is starting to wreak some havoc inside, yeah?
Yes, he is. Now, this area is an area that's called the boom, 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 because you put somebody in there and you lock the door. Bridges, he right now is a bouncer at that door, and you can't get out. He's having his way with the guys. We talked about it early. What builds on him? What's so positive about him? His efficiency. Down low, he's going to work. Now, you got to look at it. He has 13 points on 5 attempts.
Yep.
5 for 5 from the line, so he's drawing fouls. He's also drawing 4 fouls. The man can play, man. Just got to give him efficient time and give him the ball, give him an opportunity, and he'll do some good things.
He's not just handing out wristbands to this club. You can't just name drop and get in. You're not getting by Bridges.
Oh, no, you got to go earn your way in. Yeah, ain't no sneaking through the door or anything. As you see, look, Williams doing a better job fighting around that time. But you got to get it to him.
That's been a fun battle, the two bigs. Roberts underneath. Oh, wow. Difficult pass. Does find Holt, and he hits.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to sell it. That was a good job of trying to put your chest up there and take a charge, but you can't lean in with your chest and expect to get the call. It's been called this way the entire game.
And so a perfect time, if you're looking at it from the Georgia vantage point, to take the largest lead of the evening as we push deeper into this game. This is Williams fighting, throws it up. No. Going to the free throw line. Did he hold the pivot foot?
No, I'm outside. No, he didn't hold that pivot foot. But it's so much tussling going up. Sometimes the ref starts to look waist above, and you take your eyes away for the split second, and KJ Williams did a great job of shooting the ball right away instead of pump faking again. But that was a good job
for Williams. Yep.
Is that foul on Bridges?
No, Matthew, it was
okay.
on Moncrief.
Okay.
That was the first on Moncrief.
Okay,
Bridges playing with the 3 fouls.
Right, exactly.
And the only player with 4 is Jalen Reed. He is on LSU's bench.
Now, in this moment, under the 8-minute timeout, this is when Georgia really started to clamp down Saturday against UK. Made it tough for them to score. They took their time offensively and also defensively. They were flying around communicating and made it very difficult for Kentucky to get looks. Do they do the same thing here and learn to close out the games?
Moncrief going right into Fountain, barges in, rises, banks it in.
Good patience, really good patience. The help was about to come. LSU didn't feel comfortable with leaving the guy outside, so you were able to operate one-on-one. Really good job by Moncrief, coming alive.
A much finer half. The Bulldog team in general is. They're 10 of 15 from the floor. There's the pressure, and here's Holt on the move.
And that dig out right there, that was really good by Georgia.
And nearly lost it.
Right.
That was Reed, parted Ward, who stripped it away. Now Hill to the basket, throws it in.
Yeah, good job. Now, what happens when you gamble a little bit if you're LSU, you start to get off balance and you create driving lanes. Hill had a live dribble right there. You went to gamble, you gave an open up lane, and nobody helped. No help side came.
Fountain's wide open, yes.
Yeah.
Big response, LSU back within 5.
Really good job right there by LSU. Fountain right, being open, working his way, knocking it down.
Oh, here's Holt, puts it up. No. And then a loose ball foul whistled against Georgia.
That's on Bridges.
Yeah, it's on Bridges, so his 4th with 5:55 to go.
You see this, they look like they're both tussling. A little bit of push above the shoulders. If you see Williams trying to box out, no, you guys been letting this go. Let's not get ticky taken now.
Right.
You know, that's a tough. They did make the right call, but man, you love to see them let them play as physical as it has been on both ends of the floor.
Because as you can see, both teams now in the bonus.
Yep.
The remainder of the
at haywire because you didn't have that inside presence to hold down the fort. Guys started rushing shots, a lot of penetration, turnovers because of penetrating kick. Interesting to see what Georgia goes to now.
Yep, so you bring in the backup big, that's Frank Anselm, plus Abdur Rahim just swapped in for Moncrief. So big ones for Williams, who now has 16. He's right at his season average, 4 of 5 at the line to go along with the 8 rebounds.
Big fella coming alive for LSU when they need him most. Second half, going down the stretch of a game. May see a little bit of high-low action here.
Georgia went ahead by 8.
There's the high-low. Pass was a little late.
Just Holt behind the back, between the legs. Kick out to Roberts. 6 to shoot. Clock draining. Oh, he gets by Williams, and he finds Anselm.
Really
Beautiful
nice
moves to free up his big man underneath for the flush.
Really nice right there. Terry Roberts with the pullback dribble. Show the ball to him, cross it back over, get to the lane, drop it off. That's pennies on the dollar right there. Good finish by the big fella.
Got those great instincts. You see the assist numbers. He's been one of the better distributors. 3 in the air. That one was long from Ward. Into the paint. The floater is good.
Really good shot right there. Way to be patient if you're LSU. Good balance. Coming to a 2-foot jump stop. Elevating over. Not out of control of your heel. Good job. You needed a bucket there. See, this is when the game changes for Georgia. You ball and Abdur Rahim replace right here. Now you got to get it to him.
Tapped it out. Here comes LSU. This is Hill again. Oh, pulls the transition three, down and out. That would have tied it with 4:10 to go.
And I'm not upset about that. Good defense, really good look right there. You had balance on the boards. You live and die with that one. It's a good job by LSU. But Georgia, you got to know what you're looking for. You're not going to get the same command or attention from Anslim when he rolls as you would in a guy like Bridges. So be ready to get Abdul Rahim.
Roberts now with 5. Into the paint, left hand, yes, and the foul.
Yeah, there he is. He's back to that center ball right there, playing like he's at the Boys and Girls Club. The young man getting downhill, the patience of him, though. You right here, you see it, you bump him, hang, jelly roll.
Nice feed.
Yes, it was. And then right back on the other end, 2-foot stop, little nice floater in the lane, not out of control. And Roberts, this is the thing about Roberts. He plays at a pace where it's like he's driving a stick. He's popping the clutch and going, and then he's stopping, and he's going. He could be in a Fast and the Furious movie, the way he plays. He's coming downhill. You're not sure if you jump in front of him. Does a great job of being at his pace, changing direction. And once he gets inside, man has a knack of being able to score around the basket to be a smaller guy. And everything.
Yes.
I don't know how to keep up with him. I just know I need to see Vin Diesel every time I guess.
Terry Roberts, you know, the ball has been in his hands a bit more frequently the last few minutes, as you would expect your lead guard, maybe your all-conference caliber player. He's dished it off. He's got the handful of assists, 4 of them. Now, just 6 points tonight, but that was a timely 3-point play. Georgia back ahead by 2 possessions with 3:42 to go.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's the gift and the curse of having a guy like Bridges out of the game. Now it's more open. Great
little trouble. That was a deflection, so LSU can pick it up in the backcourt. You've got Reed back into the game. Oh, Hill went up to swat it, but then Miller converts from deep.
Adam Miller, right place, right time. One man's trash is another man's treasure right there, however they say it. Great job by Hill going up to get that block, though.
Chaotic sequence that LSU stays composed and converts.
Yep.
It's been a close game throughout. Each team is led by as many as 8, but that's it. Now Roberts going to work again. Keeps the pivot foot, just barely. Out to Hill with 5 to shoot. Guarded by Miller. With the right hand, pulls up, fires. I don't think he got it off. Left it short anyway.
Yep, LSU came up with it anyway. Way to stay down, don't go for the pump fake.
This could be a big break for LSU in transition. Went over the backboard.
Man. See right here, Kev, the ball bouncing all over the place right here. Reed doing a great job penetrating, getting it to his big. Oh, don't double pump it. He said get that out of here. Then you get Adam Miller, man, who can knock it down from anywhere. One thing he's not lacking, Miller, confidence. If it's open, he's going to shoot it.
Oh, and he has to. Yes, he does. He's one of the shooters.
Yep.
Expected to do that. Oh, a careless giveaway that time. The pass from Roberts, a little too far for Bridges. Not a bad idea, just too far.
Very good idea. You got to learn how to place that at the corner of the backboard and let him go retrieve it. Put a little air on it. Just a little too hard on that one.
All right, Ron, we got 2:20 to go. It is a 1-possession game. This is Reed, attacks and lays it in with the left. The freshman, speaking of playing with confidence, is making an impact in the second half. Timeout, Mike White. 2:07 to go. Here's Reed now with a career-high 9.
Reed not settling right here. Closed the space that Bridges got, that gave him. Now he understands Bridges has 4 fouls. He can't really foul me. And he gonna play big and strong. Shrug the shoulders. Just let him know I'm a big fella. I can get downhill.
He's 6'10", 230 pounds. He can handle the rock a little bit as well. Again, just a freshman. One of the several ESPN 100 recruits in this class of the latest recruiting class for LSU. 1-point game, 2:07 to go. So you start taking a peek at some of this stuff. Tigers have 2 timeouts. Georgia 1 remaining. Both teams in the bonus.
Yeah, Coach McMahon, he needs to go out and get a stop right here. Tell him close off the penetration. Be ready to help on the pass and the Bridges. If Georgia hesitates, know that we're going to be in a scramble. Terry Roberts, he's penetrating and he's not passing. He's penetrating to score outside of the dump off. So help side be ready to drop down, get the stop, and then we'll see. If you're Georgia, you don't want to get complacent right here by letting time tick off. You want to continue to play your offense. Don't worry about the time. Just get a good shot and a shot that you want, not the shot that they give you.
Plenty of possessions remaining with 2:07 to go, and so there you go. Possession arrow, by the way, it does favor Georgia should we get any tie-up. And both teams in the bonus. So this Bulldogs team, again, they're trying to string back-to-back wins together for the first time since early portion of January. It would be their 6th conference win. They won just 6 games total a year ago.
Right.
But getting tested by LSU tonight.
Yes, they are. And Georgia, I mean, they've been handled it well, not turning the ball over. They capitalized off LSU turnovers. Right here coming out of this timeout, I would love with 26 seconds on the clock to see Hill or Roberts get the ball up top, go screen and roll with the big fella Bridges, and him roll and command all the attention. And you know who pops up and replaces at the top of the key? Abdul Rahim.
Yep.
You get a shot you're looking for.
That's the shooter. Holt to inbound. It's Roberts.
Let's see what we got. It's a little horns action.
Hill shadows him. Roberts, a baseline drive. Now Hill fell, stumbled into Roberts, and gets whistled for the foul.
One thing about him, man, Roberts is always applying pressure. He just kind of fell. Hill did in the wrong place, wrong time. Feet got tangled up, put a little body on him. That's a tough foul to take or whether to get. But you got to command Roberts for it.
That's it. Well, he puts the pressure on him with the drive, so he goes to the line for a 1-and-1.
And that's what you want guys to do. You want them to play the game, not dribble over to the wing, wait on guys to get to the position. Apply the pressure. Got to make that though.
Oh, man, 1-point game, 1:55 to go. Roberts, an 82% free throw shooter. Couldn't get it to go.
Been successful going inside.
Yep.
You continue doing it.
Williams was posting. Reed, left-hand dribble. He's got the 9 points. He's been aggressive. He spins underneath with the right hand. Shuffled the feet, though. It's the 18th LSU turnover.
It's tough to fight out that hole. You see Reed right here. This is a lot of dribbles. You're trusting Bridges not to foul. And as you see his, his feet, He did everything but took his luggage with him on that one. Here we go. Screen, back screen, ought to have a pop. It's the pop.
This is Roberts, drives, throws up, fouled. Couldn't hammer it home, but he's back at the free throw line.
Really good job right there. Bridges, look at Bridges seal his man, and Roberts understanding this is an open lane. I got to go strong. Almost finished that. Roberts is applying pressure. Great seal by Bridges. Helps out a little bit late.
Oh, man, Roberts will have one more. However, he's missed back-to-back at the line. Hey, one last reminder, Thursday, women's hoops doubleheader, Tennessee and Arkansas at 7. And then these 5th-ranked LSU Tigers, they host Ole Miss. Kim Mulkey's squad, fabulous year. They only lost a couple of days ago to South Carolina. Another miss. The door wide open now. Coming up on the 1-minute mark.
3 straight free throws by Roberts. That's a tough one. You ought to get the ball swung. They ought to come into it. There we go.
LSU trying to move it. 12 on the timer. This is Reed. Passes it back out. Ward into the paint, had it knocked away, and Holt corrals it.
Great defense by Georgia. LSU got to make that high-low pass right there from Reed to Williams, having a smaller guy on him. Now, Georgia, now you run your offense. You get down, you go, I say about 7 on the clock. You get downhill. There you go. The screen action. Now they get to replace.
This is Roberts, attacks, lost it, out of bounds, ball to LSU.
Roberts rejected the screen. I would have loved to see him go off of it. He stayed in his strong hand, going up, strong, just lost it. No contact or anything, just lost that ball.
Wow, and so LSU has possession after all those missed free throws in the last couple of minutes.
Yes.
With 19.7, they got a chance to maybe win it.
Yeah, and that's all with 18 turnovers. You're doing a great job rebounding. You've had some shots at the rim that you've missed, but here's an opportunity. You with the ball. Here you go. What do? Man, great position to be in.
That's bizarre. That's an 82% free throw shooter. He's one of the best in the league, and today, 1 of 7. Now, hey, worth pointing out, listen, he suffered that concussion a couple of weeks ago, missed 2 games. This is just his second back. We were talking to Mike White pregame, and he goes, hey, he's getting there.
Yeah.
He's getting back to normal.
Yep.
And he missed a couple of games. Takes a little while sometimes to get back into it. But it does feel like 1 out of 7 is just abnormal.
A lot of that is timing. You got to get out there and get playing time, get the experience of it, get the timing of taking the body contact. It's going to be different than practice. It's always better to get your footing in the game, and no better spot to get your rhythm than at the free throw line. So you would love to see him knock those down. But guess what? This can hinge on defense.
So let's spin it towards the LSU side. Matt McMahon took the timeout. His team's going to inbound in the backcourt. Adjusted clock. We just added 0.6. 20.3 to go. So what is the best look? What is the best option right now for LSU?
If you're LSU, you come right back with that 1-4 set with the post on both elbows. I would love to see the ball given to the big, a handoff, and then replace, because you know Georgia is switching. So you can get the matchup you want if you go to KJ Williams down low.
Hill, Ward, Reed, Miller, and Williams, the 5 out there for LSU in search of the first win since December. Williams inside, goes up and puts it in. 10 seconds to go. Georgia's got a timeout. Here's 7 seconds. This is Hill to the rack. Fires it in!
Body contact.
LSU does have 1 timeout. And they use it with 4.2 to go. Georgia with a major response.
Big time plays on both ends. Williams playing through the contact on this end, the spin move, balance, taking the shot, coming back. Hill going downhill. As you see, KJ Williams right here. We said get it on the elbow. 2 dribbles, hard spin, on balance, using big shoulders, finish. No timeout needed. Get downhill. Put it on the ref, straight up, no foul call. Kissed it off the glass. We're right back at the same spot.
Kiss was way up.
That was nice.
High off the glass.
That was nice. That was nice. And you always wonder, does coaches call timeouts? And he didn't. He trusted his guys to make a play.
So, by the way, that was Georgia who used that latest timeout. That is Mike White's last timeout. Now, Matt McMahon does have 1 more. LSU will inbound. They can run the baseline in the backcourt, but just 4.4 left. So McMahon just drew something up for the latest bucket. You got to do it again.
Yes, you do. And I love that timeout by Mike White. He's able to set his defense. Do you put someone on the ball? This is always in question. With 4 seconds left, do you put somebody on the ball? You want to get somebody running to the ball of your LSU. Or a long pass. You still have a timeout. You can throw the ball to half court, get a timeout, and set up an out-of-bounds play, too.
LSU has lost 12 in a row. Hasn't won since late December. It's got the ball with a chance to maybe
As you'll see, guys, the defense being set right here. You got a goalie right here playing. So Holt's playing good defense. I'm taking anybody coming to me, and we're going to switch. Keep everything in front. Nothing going long. Good job by Georgia.
In that scenario, you like not putting someone on the ball?
In that scenario, if that's the way you're going to play it, yes, because you have a free guy. You're playing 5-on-4 initially in the backcourt. Don't let him get it in. You go over scramble situations like that all the time in practice. Execute it perfectly.
Well, if you're LSU now, no more timeouts.
Yep.
This is it. You got to get it in.
Yep.
And you got to get the shot off with 4.4 to go.
I would love to see the person that you want with the ball taking it out.
Yeah.
If you're the guard, get him to take it out, pass it to someone, and get it back and go full steam ahead. I love to see a screen at half court also to free up a jump. And this is what you may get.
LSU has been here many times in conference play. That lone SEC win was back on December 28th. Can they do something magical on the road?
Now you put somebody on the ball not to give the long pass, but he can run the baseline.
And that's going to be the 6'10" big man, Frank Ansela. Baseline pass, trying to go back to Reed, overthrown. And now the clock may run out. Is the foul called before we hit all zeros? Boy, LSU let a second or two go off before they said, wait, we can still foul.
Yep.
And now you're sending Georgia to the line.
The play was drawn up just like I said. The person you want with the ball, make them take it out and then pass it in, and you get what you're looking for, but you can't stop playing.
Boy, maybe a second or two comes off the clock. Now Reed was whistled for that foul to send Georgia to the line. That's his fifth. He is out. I think Reed was the closest player there.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe best case scenario if Reed hustles, maybe you get him with 2 seconds, 1.8, something like that.
Yep. Hate that for the young man, but great execution. Just didn't finish the execution by getting a catch.
Two at the line. You know, this is always that debate where there's 0.8 left.
Yeah.
Boy, if you miss this, by the time the opposing team gathers and tries to, you probably don't even have a chance.
Absolutely right. Are they checking?
But now it looks like our officials are going to the monitor just to make sure that we have the correct time, and it's 0.8 right now. So Joe Lindsay has the headset on.
In this situation right here, if no time goes back on the clock, you got to go with the long heave and hopefully get it at half court to get a shot up. That's all you got.
Yeah, it goes against everything philosophical, but you want to make the free throw. Oh, boy, actually. Now, you're allowed to bring another inbounder over. No clock no time is supposed to come off the clock in that moment.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, a decision has been made, so they're going to add 0.2. 1 second remaining.
Nothing wrong with that. So do you miss, Kevin? I'm not mad about missing this free throw.
It goes against everything that a play. You want to make the shot. It's just.
I think he's going to miss.
No time.
Yep.
Okay, puts it high up, and he makes it. Here we go, 1 second. This is fountain to inbound. You just want to get it in now. Ward, the heave at the horn. Left it short. Wow, and Georgia does hang on.
Big time win right there for Georgia.
2 in a row for the Bulldogs. They dodge a bullet. Now 6 and 7 in league play, 16 and 10 overall, and they earned it in the final minute.
You try to miss, so the time will tick off the clock. You missed 4 straight free throws, but this right here played in your favor, kept everything in front, didn't allow anything long. Shot was on line, just a little short.
You know, and that's what you gain in that scenario. After the made free throw, you at least have a chance to catch and hoist.
Right.
And Ward, boy, looked like he had enough steam. It was just offline to the left. And so the giveaway, that miscue with 4.5 seconds remaining, is ultimately the undoing.
Yep, it was.
For LSU. The losing streak continues. Georgia hangs on Enjoyed it, partner.
Hey, I had a great time, man. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Chris.
For Ron Slay and our entire crew, I'm Kevin Fitzgerald saying so long for Matt. Let's go to Charlotte.
Well, that was an unexpected thriller, I would say. And LSU, again, just close, but it's just not going their way. Good win for Georgia, 13-2 at home. But you were saying, you like what Mike White did with that 0.8 of a second remaining?
Well, even the possession before, because you didn't have anybody in the basketball, but you had somebody that was a rover and making sure that if someone did break free from LSU, they'd be able to recover. Ended up being a turnover by LSU because Georgia kept anything in front of them, because with 4 seconds left, it's going to be difficult to really get a high-quality shot past half court. So he set up that line of defense right there at half court, didn't let anything behind them.
Little spy, little safety up there in the middle of the court. But Reed's got to finish the route. it was an on-target pass, and he catches that ball.
That is not on the quarterback, is it?
Not on the quarterback.
Not on the quarterback.
The quarterback puts the ball to a spot, you go and catch that thing. You catch up to it.
Let's take a look at how this thing kind of went down there in the final minutes. KJ Williams puts LSU on top with 11 seconds to go.
Oh, he's that good. Get out of his way. Actually, double team comes, hedge down on him, but he got it right in the sweet spot. At the SEC logo, that's a high percentage shot.
And then Justin Hill, who I can see putting headphones and a microphone on. He's going to talk to us in a minute. He puts Georgia back on top. Yep.
Said, play it out, fellas. And Justin Hill's been playing fantastic.
Then there was the intercepted inbounds, quick foul, one free throw made, and then 0.8 of a second, LSU had another chance, but it was a very difficult chance. Looked like the distance was there, just a little bit left, 65-63. So Georgia gets the win, and with this win, they're 6-7 now in league play, 13-2 at home this season. And it gets a little tougher. They got to go to Alabama on Saturday. But again, we see signs of where this team is going with Mike White.
Yeah, absolutely. I think after we see where the program was last year, and then with the transfer portal, all the new pieces coming into with a coach that has experience in the SEC, making tournaments in the SEC, it's fantastic to see this program turning over to the way that it is right now.
This team won 6 games overall last season. And they've got 6 conference wins right now. All right, the guy that we just saw with 4 seconds left put Georgia ahead, and it ended up being to stay. Justin Hill, kind enough to join us now. What did you guys, we see LSU's lost 12 in a row. I know it's Mike White's job not to let you look at that and pay any attention to that. What did you expect tonight?
Oh, that's for me?
Yeah, that's for you, man.
Oh, sorry.
It's all you, Justin.
We expected that they was going to play hard and play like they wanted to win, and they did. Their record was misleading to me, so I know they had a lot of talent, and I knew we had to come with it to get the win.
Justin, KJ Williams from LSU scores. Now you get the ball, no timeout is called. Did you guys talk about that prior, that no matter what, make or miss, you guys are coming down the floor in attack mode? What was the discussion from Coach Mike White?
Yes, sir. It was just get it out and go and get downhill. And Emma got the ball out, gave it to me, and that's what I did.
Justin, earlier in the game, you guys struggled a little bit with knocking down some shots. What adjustments did you make into the second half? It seemed like you guys had a much bigger focus just attacking the paint and not just relying on the three-point shot.
Just being more aggressive and taking what the defense gives us instead of settling. Just try to get good shots and hope they go in.
What's been the key for you and your teammates? 13-2 at Stegman Coliseum. You guys are taking some pride of taking care of home. What has been the key to have such a good home record?
I think the key is these fans. These fans come out every time we have a home game, and they bring us a lot of energy, help us get the job done.
Justin Hill, heretofore be known as Justin Downhill, the way he got on that game-winning basket. Justin, good stuff, man. We appreciate your time.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Right. Here he goes.
He's played so well.
It's going to be a fun night in Georgia, right? Yeah.
Terry Roberts was out for a week with that concussion. He stepped up, that young man stepped up big time to run that team.
They got to hit some free throws. What's up, man?
What did Terry Roberts do?
It's a simple game, free throws and layups.
Who am I to talk?
One for You would have shot better than 1 for 7.
I would have made
which Roberts had
2.
2 out of 7.
2 or 3.
This is better than 1 out of 7.
Yeah, it is better. You're right.
All right, SEC now coming your way. Recap highlights of all 3 games on the Tuesday schedule, and we start it now.